the whole process of increasing the tax. First of all, let's quickly tell you what Delhi has done. Delhi has led the way. So what Delhi has done is that there is a higher tax, VAT, value added tax on petrol, which is up by 1.67 rupees a litre. On diesel by 7.10 rupees a litre, which is whopping, extremely exorbitant. And on liquor, 70% more tax called the Corona tax. That is Delhi's policy. Now this has become some sort of a national template where you've got Andhra Pradesh doing the same, and many other states also feel that they might end up following this same format. So in Haryana, Tamil Nadu, you have had a raise in fuel prices. In Andhra Pradesh, they've hiked the liquor prices by 75%. First they hiked it by 25%, then another 75% because they feel that this is a nice way of collecting revenue. Maharashtra, Karnataka, West Bengal, all have hiked VAT from the 1st of April. Now, what is the logic? The logic very simply is, boss, because of this lockdown, we have had a revenue loss. The All India revenue loss in the month of April is negative 75%. That in Telangana is negative 95%. That in Delhi is negative 91%. Negative 85% in UP, negative 87% in Himachal Pradesh, minus 64 in Haryana, minus 88.85% in Kerala. All these states feel if we have to shape policies and implement, we need money. And if we don't have revenue, how do we implement those good policies? So they will have to recover. But is this the right way to recover? How will increasing taxes help? It will have more funds to plan and implement policies. That is the argument that is being placed by all the states. They can offer economic packages. We spoke to a lot of representatives from various states. They said that, if you want a relief package, then let us have some revenue at least. They will be able to cover the shortfall in revenue during the lockdown by this increase. But is there a guarantee that these rates will come down? We do not know. But then there are equally compelling arguments on the other side that these higher taxes are the last straw for people. For instance, diesel. Cascading effect on higher fuel prices on essential commodities. At a time when people are jobless, they're unemployed, they're sitting at home, they don't have a source of income. Higher taxes is going to squeeze the common man further in this time of economic slowdown. And this crisis will be real. It will immediately be felt. Already reeling under pay cuts and job losses, this will burden the common man more. So there are compelling arguments on both sides. And obviously there are no easy answers like we have been saying over the past 40 days. Let me introduce my guests for discussion number one. I have with me, I have to introduce my guests. Thank you so much for joining us. Brinda Jagirdar is a senior economist, former chief economist of the SBI. And Abhishek Ram is a fellow member and ICAI, an author and also a tax expert. Thank you so much for joining us. Brinda, these compelling arguments that are being made on both sides. States are right. They need the money, right? They need revenue. But on the other hand, when you increase, I'm not talking about liquor at all. Forget liquor. But, diesel prices, petrol prices, hopefully other prices also, because now all states have got some sort of a lead or a queue. This is going to burden the common man, won't it?
It certainly will burden the common man. And the timing is a little unfortunate because as it is, people have lost their jobs, they've not had income for over a month. And now when these additional taxes are imposed, it really, as you rightly said at the beginning, it really feels like the last straw on the camel's back, certainly. But what you also mentioned that states need revenue. Now, the thing is that you can always get your revenue. You can always manage your budget by cutting cost also, because there's no mention being made here of cost rationalization and targeted expenditure. So it's not enough just to collect more revenue. Also, at the same time, in such a situation when people are not moving, people don't have jobs, then increasing petrol and diesel costs, maybe it will affect the prices of goods only, and the common man will end up paying even more. So inflation is really being pushed towards its limit, I must say. But at the same time, these are difficult times. So we need to manage it as Draghi very famously said, by any means, whatever it takes. But at the same time, a lot more sensitivity needs to be kept in mind about the common man and what it would mean to him. So certainly there is, I would say this is not an easy decision at all, but increasing taxes at this time is, I would say, certainly not very fortunate.
Not very fortunate, and some say also inconsiderate. Now, Abhishek Ram, I want to come to you. See, I'm saying we are not going to talk about just liquor because, this is not an essential commodity. It is obviously a great source of revenue, but not an essential commodity. At a time like this, Abhishek, do you feel that the governments are just over-eager to refill what they seem to have lost and being inconsiderate, as Brinda just mentioned?
Saket, whatever argument you give at this moment, or whosoever supporting a hike on petrol and diesel are baseless. Because at this lockdown, only trucks are moving, or a farmer is using diesel, SUVs are not using, and those trucks are moving only for the essential goods. And this will have cascading effect, and it will have a hike on price of essential goods. When crude price is almost 60% down, then why such hike? And also, the base price of petrol is 27.96 rupees, vis-a-vis excise duty and VAT is 39 rupees 42 paise, which is almost 125% tax. Same way, diesel price is 31.49 and the taxes on it is 35.09.
What do you make of the government's arguments? The government says, boss, we need revenue. This is our source of collecting revenue.
No, for that I will come, sir.
Yeah.
For that, there was a clause of GST compensation cess when in this central government has assured for next 5 years that whatever loss in the hike of GST would be there, the central government would pay. Now, central government has not paid GST dues for 4 months. First, central government should release funds. At this moment, stopping payment of states for GST is not good thing. They need money. Second, they should cut their capital expenditure. For example, a central government project of Central Vista, that should be cut down. And there are many projects which state governments can manage by reducing their costs or stopping their costs.
Correct.
But hiking this thing is certainly going to have very bad impact. And one more thing, we may have poor, say, for example, if we had 15% poor before the lockdown, then due to lockdown, for 6 weeks, when shops and offices are closed, there are discussion on salary cut, job losses are there. We may have some percentage of increase of poor, or who would go for bankruptcy, who are not being able to pay anything to their staff, or they would not be able to serve their EMI. Then such hike is irrational, against the spirit of humanity.
Okay. Brinda Jagirdar, what are the alternatives? Suppose, say for instance, you were to advise these state governments who are trying to shore up revenue, what is the alternative?
I would say cut cost, because there is a lot of expenditure which is not happening at this time, which can be channeled to providing relief to the poor. So I think cutting cost is the most important thing, and I think each government would know where they can cut. It's not possible for me to sit here and say where they should cut, because they would know where inessential expenditure is happening. So that's one thing. As it is, people have suffered so much. Imagine walking miles and somehow reaching their home after such a grueling journey, and then being hit by this increase in tax. It's really, I think it hurts a lot. So target the expenditure. You'll have to sort of cut somewhere and increase the expenditure somewhere where it is required. Now, liquor, for example, when we saw that this lockdown was lifted briefly, and look at the rush that was there, that is going to completely undo all the good work that has been done in the last 40 days. So it's not just for tax purposes that you should increase that price, but you should not even allow people to come in like this. So I think that again is.
I think to that effect, To that effect, Punjab has a very interesting suggestion. Why not start home delivery so that at least there is no congregation? So let's see how the story develops. Brinda Jagirdar, Abhishek Ram, appreciate you for joining us on story number 1.